Alright, everybody, it is March. Kitty Honey, like her on Facebook. And I will be bringing you a Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue 17, in the wake of the death of the family, in-depth video review. Alright, so first off, we see Roy and Starfire on their little spaceship, and they get a little hologram of Jason's helmet, saying hey, oh my goodness, you're alive, blah 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 blah, such and such, and Jason says, did you two really think I was going to get taken down by the Joker again? I need you two to do me a favor, like anything, stuff like that. And Jason says there's a car waiting outside for your ship to bring you to me. And Roy's like, there's not. We parked on the farthest reaches of Gotham. There's no way in hell you could find us with our cloaking. Honk honk. So there's a little van parked right outside. And Roy's like, holy, it's totally automated? That's crazy. So, they never really explain how, but, Batman. And then, of course, we see Jason. He's in a library. I guess, the little safe house there, and we see him looking out to Damien outside on a little bench on the porch there, and he's having an internal monologue throughout this entire issue here. He's saying, I never thought of Bruce as a father. Why would I want to? My experience with parents wasn't exactly stellar. But of course, his dad really is Batman, and his mother's an international terrorist. So, he's not a bad kid. But he's not a bad kid. So Jason comes out and sits on the porch bench with him, and starts to monologue some more about how it's funny how the only time they could ever really be themselves is when they were completely different people. And when you see the panels of him as Wingman and Damien as Redbird, and from the Incorporated issue 4, if you didn't read. So he continues to say, other than that, we're just two kids trying to fit into costumes that don't quite fit us. And by costumes, I mean legacies. And said, of course, I had to die to get the chip off of my shoulder, but maybe he'll figure it out before all that hate inside him burns him up. Which I think is a really powerful comment coming from Jason. I think it shows some growth in his character over the years, or at least from being with Roy and Starfire. So, next page, we see Roy and Starfire arrive, and Roy comments that wow, this, safe house they have here is beautiful. Freaking, I thought Oliver Queen had megabucks, And Damon says, this imbecile must be your friend. And to which Jason says, heal. It's great to see you too. And Starfire busts through the freaking van door, freaking with her hair just trailing behind, freaking catches Jason off guard there and kind of flies up with him to the roof. And you see Damien talks to Arsenal there, commenting on his hat being stupid and calling him, what is his name? Redneck Man. And Arsenal says, what's stupid is a 10-year-old boy that thinks I won't kick his ass because he's a 10-year-old boy. So Damien kind of smirks and says, hold that thought, Red. I'll be right back. Just got to change into something more comfortable. So we go back to Starfire taking Jason up to the roof there by his hand, and she says how he was the first person she's ever known as a friend, just as a friend, and she didn't know what she would do without him. And he says, you know the answer to that one, but do you want to come inside? I just got a few things I need to get. So she kind of turns to the side and holds her shoulder and says, I think it would be best if I waited out here for you. And Jason's like, oh, right. So, uh, once again, we go back to the internal dialogue with Jason. He says, she's from Tamaran. Out there, so she doesn't, her brain doesn't work the same way as humans' minds do. The truth is, for all her openness, Corey plays her cards close to her otherwise perfect chest, almost like a certain dick. So, as Jason walks in and looks around, he just says, you're not even going to say hi to her, Dick? So we see a cameo from Nightwing. So he says, the Joker tore open some old wounds. You understand I can't think of being close to anyone. Again with anyone. He says, maybe I get it, Jason says, and, says, but maybe I think that girl out there is more amazing than you ever gave her credit for. Of course, I mean, her breast doubles as a skillet. Freaking hot alien chick. Freaking, mind if I cook this omelet, Starfire? Well, of course. Anyways, Nightwing replies with, don't judge me, Todd. Just promise me you'll watch over her. To which Jason replies with saying, every day of my life, Grayson. Every day of my life. Then we cut to Damien and Arsenal fighting it out. There's arrows and batarangs and stuff all over the lawn. And they're fighting with each other. And Jason jumps down, I guess, landing on the little, I don't know what you call it, like a little podium of the stairs there. Like this. So, he's like, really? Face palm. Jumps down, proceeds to walk in to the front doors and stuff. And Arsenal and Damien both pointed at each other and said, he started it. So, little big brother, little brother camaraderie there. That was fun. And we cut back to Jason. He's in the Batcave, and he's monologuing with them again, and we can see the Batcave and his helmet sitting on the desk of the Bat computer. And he's saying how Barbara seems to have stuck to her guns after me. She suffered the most at the Joker's hands, and for Batman to have kept any secrets about the Joker from us. Maybe I can get out of here without having to say. Then he's interrupted by Bruce. He's in the suit with the cowl off. Said, I'm sure you weren't going to leave without saying goodbye. Grrr, Jason says. It's like, I hate how he does that. See, Jason then goes and tells him about how he bumped into Superman and stuff. And your friend Superman. And Bruce is like, I wouldn't call him a friend. But Jason says, yeah, well, he said, you sort of vouched for me. And Bruce explains, I'm never going to approve of your methods, Jason, but I can't argue with your results. I learned a long time ago I can't control everyone, nor should I try. And Jason says, like, really? Okay. Bruce says, you deserve it. The vouched for him. So, as Jason takes his helmet from Bruce and proceeds to walk up through the out of the cave, he says, Bruce, I have to know. The Joker, when he had me, he knew things about me, or seemed to, stuff about me before I came here. He said he created me. Do you think that much is true? And you see a little panel where, like, he's not crying, of course, but it does seem like his eyes are sort of glossed over. And Bruce explains, no, Jason, he didn't make you, and never did either. I never did either. Sorry, you made you. And then Jason walks off, and he says, internally, I would never say this out loud, but thank you for that, to Bruce. And once again, we cut to Damien and Roy, and Damien sees a little football on the floor and says, "Go long," and throws it at Damien. He like deflects it, being Damien. And he says, like, toss it back to me, And Damien's like, for what purpose? They just stare at each other, Then Damien goes to pick up the football, Not that I know why football would be out there. I mean, who in that household plays football? Other than that, we cut back to Jason, and we see he's in his what used to be his room, and there's a little guitar, a little red guitar there actually, and it says, "I can still remember that first night. Could barely sleep. Who could blame me?" To himself, and you see a little after image of Jason as a little kid, and Alfred pops in. And he says, "Will you be staying with us, Master Jason? Should I make up your room?" And Jason says, "You gotta be kidding me, right, Al?" And, Alfred says, "In all the years that you've known me, how many times have you caught me kidding?" And Jason says, "Well, there's that." And, as Alfred looks out the window and sees Damien and Roy playing football, he says, "A full house. It's nice. You realize even after everything that's happened, this place will always be your home." And Jason replies with, "Never doubted that for a minute." So it's nice to see that little tender moment there that he has with Alfred, you know. And you can still see a little after image of Jason as a kid, right behind, now Jason, which is it's pretty cute. And so Jason has everything, he's doing his final little monologue. And he says, "There are worse places I could have spent my formative years, but like every other kid in the world, at some point, there's time to have to say goodbye. To walk out the door as a man instead of storming out like an angry kid." And he puts his helmet on, and it like snaps shut, and you see like an image of the Joker like in the helmet, and he's like, "What the hell?" And you see a huge, oh wait, spoiler alert, a little bit too late for that, but anyways, you see a huge after image of the Joker, like this huge red hologram of the Joker, and he's like laughing, and Jason's like, taken aback, and he's like saying, "If you could see me, you're standing too close. Haha, you gotta love the classics." So Joker's saying, "But seriously, if you're watching this, it means I'm either dead or I staged a really elaborate finale, and I'm presumed dead. Wink, wink. Unfortunately, you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? You died one time, but then you came back. You played a joke on me, Robin, only I'm not laughing." Then said, "You were supposed to be my masterpiece from the start to finish, but you are stubborn and stay dead. Stubborn to stay dead. So here's what we're gonna do. You're determined to be your own man. Fine. Let's start with a clean slate." And turn the page, and we see Jason. His mask has been booby trapped and sabotaged, and there's like Joker cat gas just spewing like sort of out of his neck, just engulfing his face, and which I would kind of imagine Bruce would have taken a look at, being the detective that he is, but that's neither here nor there. So we see little snapshots of Red Hood. I mean, well, there you go. Arsenal, Tim and everybody, Alfred and stuff. He, the Joker goes, and so you see Bruce is the first one to get to Jason, and it's like, I don't know if those laughs are recorded laughs by the Joker or Jason. I don't really know, but either way, Bruce rips off the mask, and he's like, Jason, talk to me. And everybody arrives after that, and Damien saying, like, what happened? And final page, we see everyone standing around Jason's, and Batman has him in his arms, sort of like in the cover. And we see title for the next issue will be Jason Todd, That Was Your Life. And his face doesn't really look too bad, but, it looks kind of red, so, it'll probably look worse, in the next issue. But that was my review of Resident Outlaw 17. So, I love this issue. This is probably my favorite issue so far that I've read of Red Hood and the Outlaws. Simply because of the dialogue. I really want Red Hood, Jason Todd, to be a better character, a more prolific character, because I think that the whole death in the family was such a monolithic event, and the character Jason Todd has not really lived up to that. In some ways he has, but really there's a lot of unreconciled emotions, and I think when he said, I hope Damien, figures out before all that hate burns up inside, I think that, his experience with Roy and Starfire has kind of made him want to grow into almost like a paternal figure, in a sense, for Roy. So almost so in the sense that can empathize with Batman more so. So they're kind of growing more together instead of apart. So, I hope that, in future issues there'll be more reconciliation of emotions, and so the characters can grow. So the characters can grow and become better heroes, essentially. And this issue was just the start for what I hope the more issues will be like. So in spite of the artwork, because I absolutely love Kenneth Rockford's artwork, and no offense to Timothy Green, but we'll be getting a different artist as well as writer very soon, I believe. That was my review. Best Red Hood issue I've read so far. So I guess 5 out of 5. So I guess on a scale 5 out of 5. But special thanks to Jason, actually, my friend Jason. Thanks for watching, dude. Had no idea. So I hope you like my reviews here. And everyone else, follow me, subscribe, like this video if you liked it. There'll be more to come. I will be doing a late breakdown review of Death of the Family, which I did not get to doing, so sorry. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Tumblr, Twitter, whatever I put down there, and peace.